Yes, people, welcome back to Lion in the Room, episode 10, and we finally done it. I'd say this is a great milestone. Some may call it a small one, but I'd say, hey, we're getting there. 10 episodes in, and I just want to say thank you guys because we were able to hit the milestones that we set out. We said 70 subscribers by the end of October. Happy new month. We are now at 72. We're just going to keep it going, free form, and just have lovely conversations. I'm your host, Leo, and I got my boy K as always.
Hey guys, how you doing? You all right?
Lion in the Room, we got a special guest. I would say another innovative creator, good friend of mine, party goer. Ellis, welcome to the podcast, man, bro.
What's good, bro?
Not much, man. It's good to have you, man. It's good to have you. How's the journey? How's everything?
Yeah, journey was all right. Literally quick, right into London.
Bro, it's so nice, man. It's so nice knowing that you can commute close, like when it comes to going to see people, coming to see friends, planning things out. Not really work, because then you're moving like, what, 8? Imagine you have to go from London, bro. Wake up 5 a.m, you have to get here like 8 a.m, whatever, just to get to work, knowing that you have to catch the train and go back home again.
I knew a guy that actually did that.
I mean, bare people do it, bro. The whole UK does it. It's crazy, man.
It's just long, bro.
The repetitive lifestyle can be hard though, but for everything that you do, you have to have, a particular set of plans, or if anything, a particular work ethic, to drive you there. And that goes into my first question for you, my friend. How did you create, that work ethic? How did you create what motivates you to keep pushing day after day?
It's a good question. And I believe what motivates me day by day is literally my future. Literally, I don't look at doing stuff for today nor for tomorrow, but literally for years ahead. So if I'm going to put a plan in order to achieve a goal, fair enough, I might not get there in 20 days. I might not get there even in 50 days, but I know by the 100th day, literally, I would have made it at least and surpassed it by then. So and hardship as well, because when things have been hard, you get me, like, you just want to make life easier for yourself, for everybody else that you care about.
True, man. Sometimes it can be hard to actually see the bigger picture, when you're in that mess, it's like something's covering your eyes and you're so focused on the fact that you can't see, but you've forgotten that you just need to open your eyes, you know what I mean?
True.
You just need to open your eyes. And I really like the fact that you mentioned hardship, because a lot of people forget that you need a bit of hardship, you need a bit of struggle to actually, succeed, or even to feel as though that success was deserved. Right. You can easily be given something and whatever, you're going to use it till it's finished. But if you were to earn something through your own hard work, or even like a salary, bro, you earn some money, I feel like it's a lot easier to save knowing that you worked hard for something. But if it was given to you, you don't really value it as much. A lot of people have a lot of things given to them, so that hardship is kind of null and void to them because they never experienced it. And that's why we kind of have a lot of people that are either privileged or spoiled. Spoiled whereas they don't appreciate what they have, and privileged where they don't know how hard it is for other people to get the same thing,
Yeah.
But before we get into our main topic, I'd like you to take some time, tell the people about who Ellis is. Just, get to explain yourself, a little introduction, man.
Sure. So my name's Ellis, and over the years, I guess I was looking for myself. But then it really gets to a point where I found myself and I realized that who I am is a person that helps people realize and understand their potential.
Okay.
That's me.
Yeah. Straight up, bro.
Straight.
Straight to the point. Straight to the point. I actually like the fact that you mentioned, the potential aspect of his, because like a lot of people, we all come from different backgrounds. So some people might come from, backgrounds where it's a bit tough for them, maybe they live day by day rather than thinking of the future.
Right. Yeah.
They're just living to, okay, what can I do to just get through today, And because of that, it makes it hard for people to always like, okay, when they mention the topic potential, because it's abstract. At the end of the day, potential is not guaranteed. Someone can potentially be the best person in the world, but it's like, it depends on a bunch of factors whether they achieve that
possibilities.
The possibilities, like, first of all, the most important facts, does this person even believe in themselves to achieve that potential? Do they have the right resources, the right support system when things get tough, when hardship comes? Because life is never going to be, a straight line, ups, straightforward, all ups, roses, and sunshines. It's always gonna, left, right, up, down, things are gonna get tough. And it's like, at that point, it was like, okay, this is where it now determines whether you can truly believe, dig down, dig deep, grit your teeth, and be like, okay, yeah, fine, it's tough now, but it's gonna get better tomorrow.
Right.
I saw this video where it was like this bald guy. He was recording himself. It's just like,
oh god,
tough times never last.
you seen that
Only
video?
to seen that,
Only
yeah.
tough people laugh. As funny as it is, that's very true. A lot of people. Let me give you an example now. Like LeBron, he came from, he's always saying a kid from
Akron, Ohio.
Ohio, a kid from Akron, all that stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong here. His dad walked out on him, and him and his mom. It's just them. It's like, no, at that point, it's like you're thinking, okay, my dad just walked out on me. I'm probably never gonna see him again. You wouldn't think this kid is gonna grow up and be arguably one of the greatest basketball players of all time. It's like, at that point, it's like the potential is there, but it's like you have to believe. And he believed in himself. Like he believed in himself that he could do it. Going from high school to the NBA is no small feat. I don't think when's the last time it was done? It's been done, but to now succeed, to make it, because when you make it into the NBA, okay, that's the first part. And then that to now get to the level that you're at, that's just the potential. That's like, a lot of things could have gone wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas like, there are times where, people would say he's a fraud, he's this, he's that. It was like he believed in himself, he believed in his potential, he believed in what he could do. He had the right people around him to support his growth. And it's like, potential is such an interesting topic where it's like, I really appreciate the fact that you're taking time to like show people you can be something, you can be more than what you are today. You could be the president tomorrow. Is like, because really and truly, most people in this day and age, a lot of people, no one really wants to believe in themselves. It's like, it's really tough. It's like, okay, there's this guy, he's got a lot of money. It's like, how do I get to that? It's like, people don't have that work ethic to really push and continue. They just expect things to blow and be really like, So that's just really, I went into a bit of a tangent there, but
No, you're still making sense, man. But the good thing about you, Ellis, is like, from what I can understand from everything you said, is that you've kind of understood from a young age that, hard work pays. That is understandable, and I do agree with you. But how did you work around that when you got into uni? And so we're getting into uni, you're seeing a lot more people. You're seeing a lot more people from different backgrounds. It's not just the people that live in the UK now.
Yeah.
You got international students. You got people from different cultural backgrounds. We're already from different cultural backgrounds as it is. But how did you cope being around other people that weren't as like-minded as you? That's what I wanted to ask. Yeah.
I just saw it as an opportunity to, I guess, expand my network, because you're right. When you're at home, like, you only know the people in your area, or like people's not coming from different countries, different walks of life. Like, you're relatively in the same area. So when I got to uni, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to pretty much everyone, make myself known, make a name for myself, and also hear where other people's coming from, because I'm sure there's things that we can share and exchange that will be beneficial to each and every one of us.
Yeah, I agree with that, because like, especially when I came to uni as well, like
straight from the US.
Straight from the US, but actually I was raised in Nigeria, but like I was born in America, but all that jazz and stuff. It's like I came to uni, I'm seeing all different kinds of people from different walks of life, people coming from completely different backgrounds from mine, different values, opposing values. Like, not everyone believes in what I believe in. Some people think what I believe in is stupid or something like that. And it's like, it's really like, you take this time to network, you want to see the people that you feel are good for you.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to be the same as you, but it's like, if they could, add on to your life, then, it's like, okay, I want to know this person. I want to know that person. You got bad influences, you got good influences, you got people who take you down the wrong path, take you down the darker path, and then people who, bring you up. Like, I used to come across especially when I joined, I used to come across all these people that used to evangelize, and it's like back then when I first come, I was like, because it used to get, it just irritated me. They'll stop me. They were like, do you want to go to church? Do you know this, that? But it's like, as I've gotten older, I've had more life experiences. Like, I've been around the block a couple of times. I've seen different things. I've done different things. It's like, for me personally, I used to think, okay, that's probably one of the better side of people that trying to bring me into something good.
Yeah.
That obviously I come across people who's like, they want to bring you into something bad. And it's just really like, at that point, is the discernment to network, to know who's who, like, who do you want to be with? It all just depends on you, really.
That's right.
Nice one. Nice one. I wanted to ask one more question before we get into the main topic, Ellis. You mentioned earlier on, like we were talking before we started recording, you've done a bit of public speaking, or you are getting into public speaking.
Yeah.
You done it, or you're getting into it?
Both.
Both. Okay, fair enough. Everything's a new experience.
Right.
What's it like knowing that you could possibly inspire somebody? Like, this is a deep question. Like, the person's come up to you and told you, bro, I feel like what you said really resonated with what I believe in, and I appreciate the fact that I've gotten to understand that someone shares my viewpoints, and I'm gonna keep going because of you.
Do you know what? I say it's like a gift
Hmm.
that can never be taken away from you. I see inspiring somebody as like you're literally shifting their mindset forever. If I give you £50 today, tomorrow that can be gone.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
If I change your mindset, shift your mindset about something, for the rest of your life, you will remember that I did that. Like, I have people that's told me stuff from when I was young. To this day, I still remember. Shout out Miss Caroline. If you see this, literally shout out. Literally, she let me know. Look, you're bright. You're a bright student. Back then, I knew I was bright, yeah, but like, you got life happening
Other
as well.
things,
Exactly.
Yeah.
you felt like there's not really that much time to apply
Yeah,
because
bro.
I'm enjoying everything else that comes.
Exactly. But now it's like, bro, I still think about that today. When the times got hard when I was doing my masters, I thought about that. I was like, you know what? Like, fair enough, this is hard, innit? But I got this. I got this. Yeah, man. It's all about mindset. So I see me inspiring somebody as giving you a gift, like, for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I feel like that's what's cool to do, literally.
And you've grown to appreciate what people have told you as well, man.
100, bro.
Damn, bro. Being able to resonate with what I'd feel like, what I'd say your peers, your guardians, what they tell you. I've had a teacher like that in school as well. Her name is Mrs. She's married now, like Mrs. Chinway. She got like, probably married now with 3 kids. She was my literature teacher back in high school. I ain't never done literature before, but one thing about me is that I never liked to read. I felt like it was tedious. Why am I reading? I can speak English well enough, so I don't need to read. You know what I mean? But my literature teacher, she was cold-blooded, bro. Like, if you were dumb, she would call you dumb. If you're acting stupid, you're acting stupid, bro. Like, if you're not ready to learn, she's not the kind of person that kick you out of class because she's not expecting anyone else to join you and, mess about. But once she's like singled you out, you kind of realize that, oh, what am I doing for this lady to treat me this way, And after the class, she would talk to me and she'd be like, you can apply yourself so much more, but you're choosing to just join these other guys and laugh about and crack jokes. And then she was like, you know what? Something about me not probably being able to read the book or finishing the book. Kind of saying like, you can't finish this book. I was like, you know what? I'll finish this book and I'll summarize it and tell you.
Yeah.
And I read this book. I don't remember the name of the book, bro, but the story, she remembers, the story was about these 2 sisters. It was like, there was a lot of manipulation, sex trafficking, extorting, prostitution and stuff. And I read this book. Brothers were going out to play sports, basketball, football, whatever. I'm in my room reading this book, bro. All because I felt like this woman said I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I go back the next day and I greet her and she's like, oh, yeah, well, good morning, what's up? I read the book. I want to tell you about the book. And I tell this lady about the book, chapter for chapter, just summarizing it, chapter for chapter. Sometimes you just need a little push, bro. And sometimes the push is like a little insult, bro. And she just inspired me. My favorite teacher till today. My favorite teacher till today, because she was always able to tell the truth. There was even a time I had international exams. So you guys have GCSE.
Yeah.
We had, okay, IGCSE.
Yeah,
So like just basically the international grade school, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was really big for us, because if you wanted to come in school in the UK, you had to either do well in your IGCSE or your SATs or like, particular exams like that. I was now in you guys call it year 11. I was like SS2.
Yeah.
SS2.
Yeah.
And it was literature. I mean, she was like, yeah, no doubt, Leo, you know what you're doing. This girl, you know what you're doing. This person, you know what you're doing, that kind of thing. And I failed. I failed the exam. Not because of a lack of knowledge, or if anything, a lack of patience or a lack of the right skills, because the instruction said, pick one question that got like a plus and pick one question that got a minus. I picked two pluses.
Oh my gosh.
And they just failed me. Because I think we didn't know what happened. I was like, yeah, I'm confident. I know I'm getting an A.
Yeah.
I look back at the questions I answered and I answered it well. But for the day for the exams, for the results to come out, my teacher, she comes into the class and she looks like she's ready to cry. And she's like, she didn't even say too much. She was like, all of you failed. I'm like, nah, you're capping. You're definitely not telling us the truth. She's like, you guys didn't listen. All of you failed. They told you to answer this and answer this. You guys went, Leo, you answered two of the same thing. And I'm just there like, damn.
Like that, just that moving. Like,
I'm just there like, damn. One person passed and he got a C. Like, bro, it was crazy. I'm not trying to obviously make myself look bad, but having a teacher like that made me want to do better.
Or in the case that she
not that
use the insult to
no,
inspire you.
not like the insult. So sometimes some teachers or some places, they can be a bit harsh, but for her, there was a bit more interest. Like she said, she did say, I'm acting like I'm stupid. Because I'm sitting around and hanging around people that didn't want to study at that point in time.
Yeah.
So I was doing the wrong thing regardless.
Yeah.
So I had to come out and show myself and show her that, hey, I'm not like these guys. I can focus, and from there I find a reason to focus. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Regardless of it, I could have gone and told her, oh, I'm not dumb, I'm not stupid. But the only way to show her is if I finish that book.
Right.
yeah.
So I finished that book, and for her, like, she's not the kind of person that sits down and chats rubbish about people. But if you're doing wrong, you're doing stupid, she'll tell you you're doing
She'll
stupid.
just tell you straight up.
And it's really just how you take it. But for me, that's one of the people that I'd say kind of gave me a little bit of tough love. I have a lot of people that have given me, cuddle, like baby love. They'll sit you down, talk to you. But sometimes you need to be told that you can't do this, or you're showing that you can't do it for you to actually do it.
Definitely get what you're saying, bro.
That's how I'd put it.
I think you know what, with tough love and baby love, I think it really depends on the person. Like some people can be really hard headed, so you have to give them that tough love, like that knock on that head, like, bro, wake up, what are you doing? And then there's some people who are like, they're already like doing the thing, like they're on the right path, they just aren't getting it right. So obviously with them, it's like, okay, you just need to guide them, show them, like for me, I had two teachers that I remember. Would I say two? Yeah, two teachers. One of them I hated. The other one I really liked. So I'll start with the one I hated. Like, she was just, oh gosh, I don't even want to say her name. She was just a nightmare. Like, honestly, she like, frankly, she wasn't the best teacher. Like, not to insult, it's just what she was teaching, it wasn't meant for her. But here's now the thing, right? The way she used to do things was unorthodox and it was a bit eccentric, but it's like she would pick on you, but in a weird way where it's like you can't really, plausible deniability basically. And obviously it's like I didn't like her, she didn't like me, but I wanted to prove to her that, like, look, I'm not one of your favorite house pets or your those teacher's pet things. Like, she had her teacher's pets who would sit in the front.
Those teachers that would go and buy snacks for
Exactly. She would who would sit at the front. I was sitting at the back, defiant all that. But it's like, I wanted to, just like stick it to her. And the best way I interpreted it was to actually study and do well. So there was one time she set me up to fail. Like I have to say, she set
Well,
me
literally.
up. So we had it was called speech class. The class was called speech class. So we had 2 poems we had a choice to recite, right? One was a short poem. A short poem, maybe about a paragraph. The other was a long poem, maybe about 6 paragraphs long. So everyone got to choose, like, and then she came up with this excuse, like, for certain students, I feel you haven't applied yourselves well. So I'm going to choose for you. So first off, they already take it. I can't choose now. So it's like, what? What do you mean? I have to, she picks me and tells me to read the 6th part. And the way it works is you have to memorize it. You can't read it.
No.
You have to. Now the paragraphs aren't like crazy long, but it's like maybe it'd be 2 chapters.
A paragraph could be like 6 lines, and you go to the next paragraph, another 6
exactly.
lines.
So the paragraphs weren't even the same. They were like different lines. And she just says, you have to memorize this by next week. I said, what? What's all this? And I know that even if I don't know it, she's going to make you stand there, and then she will now disassemble your character. So, you didn't do this.
How do you see that though?
How do we see it now?
No. How do you see that?
Like, bro, now?
Yeah.
Oh no, I still hate her for that. Like, no, I still didn't like it. But I can see the value. Sometimes, like, someone may not mean to push you, may not mean to want the best for you or want you to do better, but you can always take that situation and turn it around.
100, bro.
So I saw it, I was like, okay, fine. There's no point crying about it. I might as well just try. For once, I did this thing. I did this thing. I was studying. I think, I'm not even sure. I think she expected me to mess it up. Like, she didn't believe, but like, I was like, okay, I'm going to stick it to you. And so I come on the day. I stand in front of everybody. I start speaking. I've just remembered, I memorized this. Like, at the end of it, I got it. Like, I got it. I got everything. And I was right. Even she too, she had to clap and say, well done. She was surprised. So that was just, that teacher. But on the other hand, we had, I had another teacher, but this is in a different school. He was like, he's someone I could consider a mentor. Like, he mentored me, in ways of like life, school, like our friends, relationships. I was a teenager. I had a girlfriend at the time, all that. And, he's someone I'm still in contact with today, actually. I saw him last month.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because he's here in the UK, but I'm not going to stay his location just for security purposes. But yeah, his name is Mr. Johnson. Yeah, if you see this, Mr. Johnson, thanks. But, he really mentored me. Like, always brought me up, study, everything. Sometimes he even come to my house to help study for the exam that I was doing at the time, so... Yeah, so it just takes, like, if you believe in yourself and you have someone that believes in you.
100, bro.
It might not even be the person believing in you. It might just be something that person has said that has fired you up.
Yeah.
I mean, my teacher, she believed in me to a degree because I did show my intelligence. I showed my curiosity in wanting to know. But when you show that you're more focused in other stuff, you're not always gonna have the same 10 people saying, I believe Leo's going to achieve this, if you're not even focused on it. So sometimes it might be a tough word. Sometimes it might be some sarcastic remark.
Yeah.
And you find yourself actually fighting for your position in the world, bro. Because I feel like some people could be told, in the nicest way, things are not going to play out nicely for you if you don't do this, blah, 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 whatever. And they're like, yeah, cool, no worries. I know what I'm going to do. We've all had friends that have probably ended up doing something they shouldn't have done. And we told them, hey, this isn't really good, bro. And they're like, yeah, man, I get you. And they're still doing that same thing. But when you come out and you not berate a person, but you're telling them you are actually wasting your life, and it's disappointing to see because you're their friend, bro. You can see potential. A teacher is meant to help a child, bring out that potential. So if a child isn't bringing out their potential, it's kind of like, what's the teacher there for? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
sometimes there needs to be different types of love. There needs to be different types of attention. So I'll definitely say big ups to Miss Chinwe, because if not, bro, I feel like if I was in that school a year earlier, I definitely would have been like best in like a particular English course, maybe like literature or something, because I only enjoyed that class because she was my teacher. She taught very well. She actually taught very well. And there was this funny thing she used to say as well, because like, she'd be like, I'm a very heavy Christian. I'm a strong Christian. And on Judgment Day, if you guys ever say Miss Chinwe didn't teach you, I'll be the first person to give an angel a cane to smack you up. And I'll just there laughing, bro, because we'll be like, yeah, no, you're joking and stuff, until we failed a course because it then made her look bad because all the students she taught messed up because they didn't read instructions.
Yeah.
So we were like, all right, cool. Next exams, we're going to pattern it, bro. Getting A's and B's. I don't, maybe 1 or 2 people got a C, bro. But sometimes if you really appreciate what someone's told you, you really appreciate the hard work or the teachings, you will put in the work. You will put in the work, man. And that's one thing that I do appreciate from that teacher, man. That's one thing I do appreciate. Maybe not really hardship per se, but taught me resilience in a sense, you know.
Right.
Never giving up. Never, even if it's just reading a book. Don't ask me to read a book today though, but I'll do what I can.
Yeah,
I'll do what I can, man. Reading books is good. A lot of times I used to just sit down and read for the purpose of education, you know, just being able to educate myself. But nowadays I actually have to read more to gain new words to use, you know, to improve my vocabulary, being able to speak to different manners of people, different kinds of people, wherever they're coming from, whether I'm using slang, whether I'm using proper English. I just need to be a cut above others, not because I'm better, but that's the kind of life I want to live. I want to be able to address any kind of person, and that person will understand where I'm coming from.
And the funniest thing is, I know you said you don't read like that, but books will help you do that, bro.
It's needed. I didn't used to read like that.
Oh, now
Once in a while. There's a particular book, was it Who Stole My Cheese or Who Hid My Cheese? It's a good book about time management and money saving. I've been reading that for a while, a few chapters in now. I'm really enjoying the book. A few of my friends have told me to read, The 5 Laws of, This is the Power book.
48 Laws of Power.
48 Laws of Power, yep.
I've never heard of this book.
Really?
Yeah.
You sound like you've read it.
Yeah, it's necessary to know, bro. Literally, like, you're going to come across it daily. When you know the laws, you know how to spot against it. Obviously, you can use the laws yourself. I guess it's up to you, but when you can see it being played against you, you know how to maneuver. I promise you, all my time at uni, the learning ain't been through my course, bro.
Yeah.
I've read so many books, it's like, I have to know how to navigate life.
You
talk about tough love. Tough love, not really everything, bro. You got to learn how to motivate a person to do maybe if it's what you want or even what's best for them. Not every time tough love is the answer to that, though.
Yeah.
Because that can leave some sort of scars which will take long to repair, and it is repairable.
True.
It will just take long to repair. But yeah, man, I feel like through books, whatever you want to learn, whether public speaking, learn how to influence people, how to save money, how to make money, you're going to find it in a book. And these people give you knowledge, they're dead. Like, they can't speak again.
Yeah.
They actually can't speak again, and they've walked a whole different life from you, in a whole different era from you. And bro, what they have to say is very much valuable.
In today.
Exactly, bro. Especially even if their book is having like 8 million sales. Bro, if somebody's gonna buy your book 8 million times, you have to be saying something, bro.
Yeah.
You have to be saying something, bro. And yeah, so literally buying books, reading them, whatever you want to get knowledgeable about. It can sound stupid, like, oh, you want to learn how to public speak. Bro, I bought a book on public speaking.
Yeah.
I knew that's what I want to get into. And fair enough, you can see after reading it, you'll be like, oh, I knew this anyways, but more time you did it, and you'll see how it influences, for example, the way that you speak, the way that you approach stuff. And yeah, man,
100%,
definitely necessary.
I agree with you, man. Let me start off with the tough love, because a lot of times just that word can be misinterpreted.
Yeah.
You know, when I speak of tough love, imagine a father and his son. The boy got into a fight. He beat the other boy up. And the dad takes him. Maybe the mom wants to cuddle him because of whatever reason. But when I say tough love, the dad's not, beating him or shouting at him or telling him how badly he's messed up because he got into a fight and he punched that kid's eye. But in tough love, he may not praise the boy for defending himself immediately, but he will tell him, a man don't need to jump to violence to show he got everything. Sometimes tough love could be showing a person that I'm not going to help you this 10th time to tie your shoelaces.
That's true. Yeah.
Tough love could be any of those things. It doesn't have to be complete. It doesn't have to be utter wickedness, you know. It should not scar, because if it scars a person, then that's different, you know. Like, you know, how discipline can be taken into different forms of into different ways, you know. Like, a person can discipline their child by scolding them and go face the wall or something, and the next person's beating their kid, you know. Another person is spanking the kid on the bum, and that kid's gonna grow up and they're not gonna call that traumatizing, you know.
No,
but when the other person hears them say, "Oh yeah, no, I used to get beat by my dad who throw me on his knee," they might think, yeah, they're actually scrapping with his father. But tough love is showing a person that, you know, life isn't easy, and I'm not always gonna be there. Let's say you have a friend that's helping you type up some stuff just because you haven't fully learned how to, but because he's your boy, you have the opportunity. Maybe you're taking a bit of advantage. And he's realized, oh, what are you saying, broski? Can you help me type out this? Or I've already done the first bit. Oh, nah, man. Oh, you know what? Start typing. I'm gonna be here, yeah? Type it. You need some help. I'll put in some ideas or insights. That's kind of tough love. I don't want to do it for you all the time, because then how are you gonna do it when I'm not around?
That's true.
That's tough love.
Nah, it's good.
You see what I mean? That's tough love. Like, tough love is definitely needed.
Forget boring love. That's tough love. Yeah.
No, man.
That's needed still.
Tough love is needed, especially for men.
Yeah.
Especially for men, because there's a lot, bro. There's a lot. But I'd say, like, we'll leave that for the last bit of this little podcast.
Yeah.
This is Lion in the Room, episode 10. Let's get into the next section. Bro, so you can say, like, you're kind of like an entrepreneur. Like, you've been doing a few little works, and you have an enterprise called Timeless Rugs.
Sure.
I didn't actually know it was you that was doing Timeless Rugs. At first, I saw you post it and I thought, it's probably one of your friends trying to push your friend out there. So I was like, yeah, I want to buy a rug because the rugs look sick. There was one logo rug, and then there was like a monkey rug. I still want to buy the monkey rug. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Because that one looked really nice, bro. You know them like those bobblehead looking figures. Yeah, that's how it looked. So I was like, oh, that's pretty hard, man. I'll have that in my living room. But tell us, bro, what is Timeless Rugs, and why didn't you get into that kind of stuff?
So, upon doing my masters, I realized that you had to pay for it, innit?
Mm-hmm, of course.
No, of course, I didn't know. I didn't know, so I had to get creative. And obviously, I was studying real estate. I was thinking, what's the lowest barrier entry point that I could use to enter the real estate market? And then I was looking at my room. I was thinking, yo, the mat that I got on my floor is actually rubbish, man. Boring. Like, I look at this mat, it don't excite me.
Yeah.
So I had to look online. I was looking at a few stuff. I was looking at Apple Watches or just stuff off Alibaba that I could potentially sell for a profit. But then I thought, what actually resonates with me? Even though I'm not a good drawer, I like art.
Bro,
I
you
do
could
like
not
art.
tell.
Yeah.
I really couldn't tell because those stuff looked nice, bro.
Yeah, bro. They actually look good. So, yeah, obviously, I made sure to sort the manufacturing link and, use that as a stream of income. Yeah, the name Timeless Rugs, it really comes from when you buy a rug off me, depending on which one you choose. I've got a rug called Be Happy in my room.
Yeah.
I've seen that every day for the last maybe like 8 months. I'm not going to say every day I'm happy, but it definitely has an effect.
Makes you feel.
Seeing that every day, you're going to take it in subconsciously. So, yeah, nothing can really kill your vibe.
Plus, it's your work as well, man.
Real.
It's your work. You get to come back home and you just see I'd say, like, we were talking with our friend Shiloh in the last episode, and he called his design page Berserk. He called it his passion project.
Okay.
You can think of Timeless Rugs as your passion project because for as long as you're alive, you can continue to improve and upgrade it. You can continue to work on it. So being able to see, obviously, it says be happy, but you're already kind of like, my thing, that's nice. I made that.
Yeah.
And now you're selling more stuff. Bro, how's it been? How's it been actually running the business?
business is business. For all you, like, everybody who runs a business, you know, there's not always gonna be highs. Like, there's gonna be lows. I even stopped doing it for a while because I just had bare stuff going on and it wasn't really making sense. So, but yeah, it gets to a point, things just fall into your lap, I guess. So long as you put in the work, things will fall up into your lap. I managed to find a manufacturer in the UK who tufts rugs properly. So if you want your custom rug, literally just send me a design and yeah, I can get that done for you, whatever it is. And I mean, that link changed the game for me, literally, because any sort of logo, like any logo, I was able to get it did. And even upon the marketing of Timeless Rugs, as you said, you didn't even know it was me.
No, man.
As I said to you before, when people know that it's you, they tend to not support it just
I
because they know
get
it's you.
Why though? I don't get that, because if someone sees that you're doing something, isn't it better knowing that, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
I can buy this stuff off from him. Maybe after a while I'll become like a patron. A little discount comes from it.
Right.
I think it's just like a psychological effect, because I've actually seen this. Like, it's real.
It's like, what did that one do?
Basically, because it's like, the thing is, I've noticed, like, people in general situations, maybe like someone starts something, right? Unless people, like the friends, are directly involved in that thing that they're doing, like, say, you know, they're doing it with them, it's really hard to keep constant support. Like, say, like, you know how you like a person's music, you don't know the person, so it's like,
Exactly,
you can kind of like almost detach yourself from it. It doesn't feel weird. It doesn't feel like, some people see it as like you're stalking the person, or you're fangirling or obsessed with that person.
If Oge made some banging tunes, bro, like,
Yeah,
and I enjoy that music, I'm listening to it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if it plays, I'm like, oh shit, Oge's music on. Oh damn, that's actually nice.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if it's catchy, I'll listen to it, bro. Like, them are some bad friends, bro. Jesus, like,
I think the thing is, people just think about it too much. They start overthinking. It's like, oh yeah, is it weird? Like, I'm always watching or listening to their stuff like all the time. Like,
do you know
you
what?
think so?
I feel like
that's just how they
I feel like people just don't want to support.
Maybe.
bro,
like people
but
don't wanna
you can't
support.
blame them though.
Why?
No, because look, how many friends you got realistically?
Realistically,
that you
I
can call
see-
your friend.
Oh, 7.
Right,
5.
then
You know, I was gonna
your
say
business is never, if your business was only pitched to 7 people, how much money are you really gonna make?
Not gonna make
Like,
enough.
exactly, the people who's really gonna support you is those who don't even know you. But it's all right though, because those who are your friends that don't choose to support, it's just human nature and psychology. Like, when they see 100,000 likes on a post, now they know you.
Yeah,
now they want to help you. But you can't blame people for wanting to do that, and that's why I say, if you are gonna start a business, it's all on you, bro. Because if you're showing up every day, no excuses, eventually people are gonna be like, all right, this guy's not joking. Like, he's really serious about what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that's gonna come through your results. Then those who are around you, like your friends, they'll be supporting you. But always the ones that support you from the beginning,
Yeah.
I feel like they're always good people to hold on
Those
to.
are the ones you keep around, man,
Yeah.
because, like, I understand where you're coming from, but I would also look at it from this perspective. Lion in the Room is my thing.
Yeah.
Truthfully, it's my idea, it's my project. But Kay's the co-host.
Yeah.
Kay's got his own things that he's working on in life. And it may not be media related, but he's here. He's making that time to support. That's a good friend. That's a good friend that'll make the time out. Now, like, when you start posting your stuff, yeah, and you find that most of the people that support you do not know you, it contradicts for me, bro, because I'd be asking myself, isn't it the people that know you that would support you more? Because, I mean, regardless of who they know you to be, if you're putting out good work, they would appreciate that good work. I mean, if it fits what they enjoy. But some people just don't make the time because it doesn't relate to them.
Right.
Their name ain't in it. And sometimes some people are spiteful and jealous. That one's a bit of an aside, but when you're faced with things like that, you're just gonna have to continue finding a way to make what you're working on better. For the podcast, I would just continue to bring in new new additions or new bits or changing up the structure so that people find it a lot more enjoyable to watch, or it's a lot more entertaining. Timeless Rugs, you bring out more ideas, or even being able to create a custom rug is what brought me in to ask you, like, yo, I want a rug. I was like, oh, damn, bro, like, this rug's nice. I want to get that. Probably later on in the future, maybe like a custom rug. Then we start talking about prices and whatnot. But I'm not going to lie, Ellis, you don't remember the last time I messaged you aside from asking about your business and the podcast. And the truth about that is, like, I just recently saw that and I praised you for it. And I asked you, I told you, I want to buy it. If a person is interested, they'll show that interest.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what I believe in. You know, it's priority.
That's also true, yeah.
Because I believe that, oh, damn, I've always thought that these rugs look nice. I might want to have one rug in my room. Oh, damn, bro, how much is it? Yeah. Some people don't want to pay their friends for it. Some people want some free stuff, bro. Some people want to take advantage of the fact. You don't agree?
No. I mean, that don't run.
Oh, yeah. It don't run. That's what a lot of people. That's what a lot of people like to do. Like, that's my boy. Oh, that's my girl. That's my friend.
Yeah, I should just get our friends and family discount.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, but you know, I'm just starting this stuff up. Yeah. Just, you know, help me help you. Like, put my stuff out. Yeah, cool. Man, I'll give you a little discount or give it a bit of time. Some people are not ready to support your trade. Some people are not ready to support your trade. Not just because of, you know, the spite and the jealousy. Sometimes they're even focused on their own stuff. But for you as a person, for you as an entrepreneur or a businessman, like, that's not even consequential. Like, that doesn't matter. You just keep pushing through. Like you already said, we're just gonna have to keep going and you keep working on your craft. And once it starts getting better, those guys are gonna come. And then those friends become the fans, you know what I mean? And the actual proper fans then sometimes become friends or even partners, people you work with, you know. I really find myself wishing that I'm able to develop this podcast to the point that I have people like behind the camera that can help me spread this thing out, because it will make the work so much easier. Yeah. As an entrepreneur, it's great knowing that I can work on, you know, my craft and manage it the way I want to. But after a while, after gaining a certain amount of skills, after working on the techniques that I use, I would gradually want to have a bigger team. I gradually want to have some people in, and who better than my friends? That was my initial thinking. Yeah. That was my initial thinking until you realize that, like, aside from friendships, you now have to find people that are like-minded, you know? You have to find people that are like-minded, people that actually want to work on that same craft, or people that want to work on particular aspects of the craft. Yeah. Like, if you have someone that's ready to be a co-host, you need to now get someone that's ready to be a camera operator. You're going to need to have someone that's going to be ready to work on sound.
Right, bro.
So it's always going to have to be a different person. It's always going to have to be a different person or a different specialty for each whatever you're working through. That's how I kind of see it, man. But I really like the fact that you're able to work on Timeless Rugs and at the same time you were able to go through doing your masters. Was there ever a time where you felt like Timeless Rugs was going to be something you'd keep doing for a very long time?
I keep it real with you, bro. Like,
or is it just like just in the moment, just here and there?
Nah, it's not in the moment. Like, nah, do you know what? I actually looked to expand my team. Obviously, I recently expanded it.
Oh, yeah?
Shout out. You know who you are. Literally, best manufacturer, literally running it. But I'm looking to expand that so obviously you just get more profit from... Because I've got a lot of people who've got orders. Mm-hmm. However, like, just expanding the team will make things easier, as you said, bro. And yeah, nobody around me knows how to tough like that. Mm-hmm. It's a skill, but...
What does it mean to tough? What's that?
Like there's something called a tufting gun. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there's literally a whole process. Like, you could actually learn how to do it, but yeah, it's really up to you. But
fair enough, bro. Teach me. What do you use the gun? Do you use the gun? Oh,
personally, that's what I'm saying. I don't actually know how to tuft.
Mm-hmm. But I know someone that knows how to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Literally, that's what business is to me. A lot of the time, literally, I might not need to know how to do it. But because I got to connect to someone, look, I can make that business make sense for me. Mm-hmm. Do you get me? And that's how I've really been leveraging this Timeless Rug concept. And yeah, I plan to leverage it more. Obviously, working on some more stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that'll come out real soon.
What's the nicest rug you've made so far?
I'd say my most recent clients, M9 Autos, shout out, man. Thank you for supporting.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, he was the first person to get a custom rug, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, he made the dream turn into reality. And of course, I charged him a nice price. Obviously, price has gone up since. Yeah,
Oh,
because
as expected, yeah.
that's the thing. When people see that other people are buying into what you're doing,
The price is just gonna go up.
and more people will naturally just flood towards it. Because it's kind of social proof that, okay, what you're doing, like, people actually want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get me? So yeah, it's just the importance of building up that social proof that, yeah, you get sales, or you link your clients in person. You have that relationship / connection with them that makes it more than just a business still.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, business is, I feel like, is more psychological than just making money.
I think that, you know what you just said, like the social proof, yeah. I think that also just plays into, like, in terms of like the level of support, like, because, you know, obviously I'm touching back on the fact we had mentioned, you know, friendships and people like supporting. I think sometimes people might just be waiting to see, like, is this guy being legitimate? Is he legitimately serious? Because obviously a lot of people have a lot of ideas. You know, a lot of people say, oh yeah, we could do this idea, and then nothing ever happens. Like, so sometimes it's like, when people start buying into something, that's proof, like, okay, this guy's actually taking this thing seriously. Someone might say, okay, they want to do this thing, and then they just never do it again. Maybe they do it for like the first month, 2, 3, and then third month they stop. Like, you know, I know tons of people who started stuff. You know, there were people that started stuff in uni. Then maybe they're doing this thing, they've stopped doing it. You know, it could be for whatever reason, but it's like, if you legitimately want something, if you legitimately have a vision, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months in, you're still doing it, people will start to buy into it, because they're seeing is like, I didn't want to buy into something that someone wasn't serious about. Like, it feels like I got scammed. Like, I want a proper return on my investment.
Right.
So it's like, that's when people come in, and that's when people start, you know, some people might come in a bit late, and then it looks like you're fangirling, but you know, it's all right. People are starting to now buy into it, and then now they're like saying, "Okay, yeah, this is legit. This is real. This is the proof." That's just basically another way I just wanted to put it. You know,
That's calm. That's calm. I wanted to ask UK, if you if you were an entrepreneur, what would you be selling in your business? What would you be selling to the masses? You know how people got like all these Stanley Cups in America,
Yeah.
or the like the car chargers. What would you sell?
You know what? Yeah, I think I actually don't even want to mention it, because I feel like someone might steal my idea.
That's fair, bro.
But what I'd say, yeah, okay, what I'd say, I'll give an example. I'm not
Mhm.
going to say the actual idea. So obviously we have the UK, we have the US, we have all these countries, you know. So we have first world countries, we have third world countries. So I was just thinking, like, you know, you could go into a third world country and provide a service that's provided in the first world country, but it's not in the third world country. Obviously, you scale it down to like make it a bit affordable pricey, because the thing with third world countries is, you know, things are, I wouldn't say always, but cheaper, sometimes cheaper. So obviously the cost of labor, like, unfortunately, look, we have a lot of cases where companies in first world countries tend to outsource a lot of their work to third world countries because it's cheaper labor. So it's like, obviously you come in, you put the service in there, you show them there's a lot of gaps in markets in third world. So it's like, you give them this service, you know, you give them the labor, you provide jobs, you do all that, get the resources and everything, and then you just provide the third. That's kind of like the idea I'm going towards, what I'd be doing in terms of entrepreneurship. You know, you establish a link to the first world country. Obviously, you know, you get some clients there. Those could be your investors. Then they come invest into the third world country. That way, it will promote economic growth. You know, at least help strengthen the company a bit. Obviously, it's not going to solve all its problems, but you know, it's a step. So that's just what I'd kind of do.
Calm, bro. I was gonna say skincare.
Skincare.
You know,
Yeah,
just straight and simple skincare, man.
Yeah.
Can't lie. Just, I don't know, bro. I feel like for me as a person, I've always had kind of like oily skin, and like you got brothers that don't want to stress too much about having, you know, don't want to stress too much to have a routine. So why not build something small, minimal? A guy can use it, just like what, lotion, a scrub, a wash, easy, put it out there, and then you have the one for oily skin, you got one for dry skin. I mean, those are different entrepreneurial businesses or ideas that are already out there, but it's shown that it works,
Yeah.
people are ready to try a new solution, or to try a new chemical, or to try a new product that will make them look a lot more attractive or a lot more appealing. Be it in the workforce, be it in a relationship, be it in just their day to day.
Yeah.
That's kind of like something that I would do. That's kind of something that
I actually saw some skincare related like today. This glittery body cream.
No.
Like they rub it on your body.
You've lost me.
And it's like, no, it's real. They're selling it.
Yeah,
That's why you've lost me. I'd never buy that.
But obviously, people want that.
It's your market, innit?
It's your market. That's the thing. Like once you
Obviously,
can find
there's a market for that, innit?
exactly, once you can find that target market and hone in on that, it doesn't really matter. Like, you have, as long as you have the resources to actually put this stuff out, you have the market, you're connected and in tune to your market, so you know what they want. Because obviously, they're not all gonna want glittery skin forever. They might have wanted it for this period. Like, we just had Halloween coming up. Not everybody's like into all that. But for the people who are the glittery skin, maybe they want to do fairy costumes or something, that would have, applied. Obviously, it's not gonna say the same because Halloween's over and done with now. So it's like, but the point of the matter is like, there's always going to be demand for something.
100.
You just need to find a way to establish that supply and demand.
Right. And what do you guys feel like the best way? Like if you were to establish supply and demand for any product, how do you feel like you guys will go about it? What tips could you give them?
Tips to give the people. Wow, that's a good question, because I've never actually thought about how I do that.
Number one, find an investor. I think that's the first way to start. I think find an investor, because I'd like to assume a lot of our audience is the same age as us or slightly younger, or even a bit younger. But I'd say if you really want to like do something, some people might have the money for that. And for them, they don't particularly need an investor. They just need to first get the company registered, get all the official documents signed, everything done.
Yeah.
They need to get you might not even need a place to sell stuff, because in today's society, or the internet, you just do orders like this.
Yeah, like drop shipping and stuff.
Exactly. Like I know someone who does I forgot what it is. Oh my gosh, this is so bad of me. But basically what she does is she kind of sells food. So it's just like there's no one place, but you just that type of thing. But so you could do like drop shipping, like you mentioned. But I'd say if you really want to get into something deeper, you probably need a bit of like an investor. But the problem with that is you need to sell your idea. Like, you really need to sell your idea.
You fucking Shark Tank.
So I feel like, exactly. So I feel like with that, you probably need to start. You'd have to actually still do it yourself. So it'd be a bit of nitty gritty. You need to find your supply. You need to find who's going to help you make the stuff. Some people.
Let's say you already have that. Let's say you already have that. How would you now?
If you already have the supply.
How would you promote your stuff?
The next thing now is to do is the internet. We got, the internet is the greatest tool. It's used for good and it's used for evil. Obviously, you're going to need to market. You're going to need to keep doing it. You need to keep putting it out there. Our boy Shiloh, he's doing his berserk thing. He was using his TikTok to kind of put that stuff out there. So he just like, what he used to do is he would just like design one of the products, just show how it goes, and that way it could work. Some people like that stuff. They might not even want the product, but they just like viewing it. And the more people that view it, the more attention that comes to the product. And it's like, okay, with that being said, someone might now say, okay, this looks nice, I want to try it, Then they give recommendation to their friends. So you're going to need marketing. You need to get the knowledge of the product out there, because there's no use if you're selling something like, say, a glass cup, for example. No one knows you're selling it. So what are we supposed to do with that? If you can market it out there to the masses, it's going to take time. It will take time. It's not going to be done. It could blow up in a day, but that's unrealistic.
I believe it can blow up overnight.
It can blow up overnight. Like a lot of people blow up. Look at that. What's that girl? Hoctoir?
No, that's an industry plant, bro.
That's it. Maybe. Might be.
You're gonna tell me. So you know how these people be randomly they'll be interviewing people on the roads, like it's all how much money do you expect your man to pay you, blah blah blah. And this girl comes and she's like, no, none of that. I treat my man good. I give him that Hoctoir. You know.
And he was like, "Oh, what's Hoctoir?" And then obviously she explained that, but
yes. The whole thing, what he's trying to say is like she blew up so fast.
Or like overnight.
And overnight, bro.
It was overnight.
It was over that.
Oh yeah, over that
over
one
that like
conversation.
like
Talk to
I can't say this online, bro. But
No, you don't need to, bro.
she blew up, and then the next day, after a while, she's irrelevant.
No, actually, she has a podcast now,
But it's not blood.
but she has the audience. Like
the audience kind of been set up there, man. But like you've come up with literally a sexual slang, and that's how you blew.
yeah, it's the same thing with I don't know. You remember? What's her name? Bad Barbie. But did I get it right? You know when they used to call her "Cash Me Outside" girl?
Yeah.
Just of that little "Cash Me Outside." How about that? It turned
in terms of like blowing up overnight. I wasn't even talking about like the people that blow up overnight for maybe controversially. Like there was somebody else. It's called SJ2 Biz. Literally, there's some guy called Deshae Frost.
Yeah,
he came down to London.
Oh, that guy.
He linked him in person to give him his shirt, just knowing that if somebody like Deshae Frost is wearing my shirt, naturally, you know how much. Whoa, his following, like, he's got a big following.
Yeah,
whatever he wears, literally everybody else, all of his fans, bro. Remember when KSI was doing Beast?
Oh yeah,
bro. When I was younger, I wanted Beast just because KSI was wearing it, bro. And KSI had reach, bro. It just shows like things can be, obviously that one's a bit different, but someone influential wearing your stuff, whether it's a clothing brand or whatever, it adds weight literally because
that's what Shiloh them did when they when they traveled. Well, when he traveled and he was able to network with people, he told them about Berserk. He started selling them the Berserk stuff, and some people were wearing them. People see what it is. Oh, what's that? It's like Berserk clothing.
Exactly.
Go check them out.
Exactly,
100%. Go check them out.
You know, even take Playboy Carti for example. His fan base is like whatever he does, they will do. Like they've literally developed the whole personality based on him.
Yeah, but that's already cemented though. That's just blind following. Like,
no, it's a cult like following, which anybody can build.
If they now see him wearing someone else's shirt, they'll be like, "Oh, what's this shirt that Corey's wearing? I want to get it."
It's a cult like thing.
That's the point that he's made. I get it, bro.
Yeah,
like, I think really and truly at the end of the day, it's like once you have an idea, you have a process. Because it's one thing to have an idea. You now need to know how to make your idea real. Like, you know, I could have an idea of flying shoes, but realistically speaking, we're not yet there for flying shoes. But you get the point. As long as you have the idea, you have the way to actually turn that thing into a real viable thing that you can put out there in the market. You have a process, you have a plan. I'd also say, honestly, at some point, it gets to a point where you need a team to just help you, you know, deal with the different aspects. Someone to deal with the marketing, someone to deal with the ordering costs, the shipping costs, the manufacturing, someone to deal with, you know, just quality control of the whole product itself. And it's like, you know, it comes to different things. So that's how the idea expands and grows. So really, at the end of the day, I think that's just what I put out there to the guys behind the guys who are watching this at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys, we've reached the final section of this episode. And like always, I want us to have some time to think deeply. We're going to the mental perspective of business, of life, the mental perspective of self-fulfillment and making a way for yourself in the world. As young people, I've come to realize that we get easily flustered and frustrated whenever we are unsure of the future being what or where we see ourselves, what we're going to be doing, and what we see ourselves providing to society. Some people really want to provide to society, whereas they see change in 5 years. Some people just want some form of stability for themselves and the people behind them. As a young person, I'll ask you first, Ellis. What are the things you've struggled with trying to make a way for yourself? And what have you learnt coming out of uni?
I'd say direction initially, but with the use of AI today, I feel like direction is a useless excuse.
True, bro, but don't see it as that, because AI does help to, I guess, bring ideas into reality with very little effort, but I am one of the people that still believes that the human mind, the human brain is still very important, and the impact you will have, or the impact you will put out there from working on yourself, working on the things you are challenged with, and overcoming mental struggles will always stand apart from, I guess, the great or just the great functionality, which is artificial intelligence. I feel like AI is there, and it will always provide a few things that the human brain cannot, because I mean, it can work 24/7, it can think 24/7, it does everything almost seamlessly.
Yeah.
But for things like that, they need to play or work hand in hand with man. They need to work hand in hand with us, because it can only go so far. When you think about it, AI is powered by the information we give it. If you actually look at these things, when you've typed something into Chat GPT and they've told you, oh, we don't really have information for that right now, but I have something else that can help you or help you find that, AI is still kind of limited.
It is limited, but you also got to realize it scans the whole of the web quicker than you could ever.
True.
As a human being, I feel like it's important to know what you want to do in terms if you want to start a business. And when I was talking about direction, like a lot of people be like, oh, I want to start a business, but I don't know what to do. That's fair to be in that position initially, but for example, prompting AI, what's the 10 most lucrative businesses today in 2024? It'll give you a list of 10. It will scan the web for you quickly. Like, you don't have to go and break your back and go and search online. It will literally do that for you. But figuring out what you want to do that's also meaningful to you, I feel like that comes with, yes, overcoming things as a human being, whether that be your emotions, whether that be life circumstances. And I feel like a real key thing, especially as a man, that will really help is something called seed retention.
Seed retention.
If you know, then you know, which I'll explain what it is. Basically not releasing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so not indulging.
Right. Quit the sites, quit all of that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's not benefiting you in no type of way. You get me? By you doing that, you'll get closer to God.
Okay.
Then you can, it's factual, bro. You'll find your true innermost calling, bro. Because a lot of people, we be on earth and like, why am I actually here? Like, you do the same thing every day, and then you think like, why did God actually put me on this earth? By doing the seed retention, you will get closer to God. And by you trying to get closer to God, He will reveal to you. Forget timeless rugs. I told you I'm here for people to realize their potential.
He's here for a long time.
Like, it's bigger than making money. It's bigger than, yeah, man. Like, by doing that, whether you're even a girl as well, God will reveal to you what you should do on this earth, literally. But like, it just comes with you being obedient to Him. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but by trying every day, look, He's gonna reveal Himself to you. Yeah, and if you talk about business, yeah, God first in that, because literally there's no way that it can go far, and there's no way that you can actually get fulfilled genuinely from what you're doing if He's not involved.
100%. I agree. 100%. I agree from where you're coming from. Seed retention does make a lot of sense, man, because I guess that is some form of self-gratification, you know, when you think about that. When you go through that and you're pleasuring yourself, you find out that you kind of lose a zeal to find more or to seek more. You're not really thinking about what you want to do tomorrow or the kind of things you want to achieve. I don't know why that is the way it is, but it's something that a lot of young people struggle with because it's so accessible.
Yeah.
It's so accessible, and it's hard to realize that that kind of thing is affecting you and affecting how you move, how you progress, you know. Oh, wow, man. Young people are challenged with a lot of things at the moment, man.
Honestly, it's like there's a lot that's just going on, in the sense of like, as you're growing up, there's so many influences, because obviously now in today's society the internet has become a big thing. the internet has now become a staple, a mainstay staple. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's
Yeah.
only going to keep being worked on, improved upon, become more accessible to
Mm-hmm.
people. You know, obviously, me growing up, I didn't grow up with a, I wouldn't say I grew up with like an iPad in my hand. You know, I still had my moments where I'd go out, you know, kick a ball, do something. But it's like, obviously, in today's society, you have a lot more people growing up with just access to the internet, you know, to the web. Basically, with the web you can access and speak to anyone. And so with that being said, it's like, you know, for someone who's trying to grow up, you know, in a mentally healthy state, you know, find out their purpose, you know, have their potential, realize their potential, you know, maybe someone wants to go into entrepreneurship, they want to do this. I think the thing is that the social media, as much as good as it can be a tool used to help you find your potential, help further your business, it can also be a way as to kind of like bring you down. Cause like the thing with business, right? A lot of people say they want to get into a business, but they don't have an idea. I believe it's more of a case like everyone wants to find the next money maker, the next big thing, the idea that nobody else thought of and is lucrative and it blows up, and you know within 6 months suddenly it's exploded. Nobody wants to just, you know, join another market and just become one of many businesses. Like everyone wants to, you know, become unique, what find out what makes separates me from the rest. Because like when you think of businesses, some people think of Bill Gates, some people think of Steve Jobs. Would I say Steve Jobs? But you get the point, because obviously it's like with Bill Gates, he was a university dropout. He started, you know, making computers, did Microsoft. Look at Microsoft today. If you go to any office, you see at least a Microsoft computer.
Yeah.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
In fact, forget the computer, obviously, because we have Dell and HP. The OS itself, Microsoft, is used everywhere. Is that's just it.
Yeah.
So it's like with that, obviously everyone wants to be like that and then become a self-made billionaire. So it's like when they can't think of that idea in terms of like what could explode, they just leave it alone and they give up.
That's a key point. What could explode?
Exactly.
People are looking at it from today. Like you're looking at it for tomorrow. Why don't you just make a plan for your life or for the next 5 years? Because whether you like it or not, that time's gonna pass anyways. So if you want to stay consistent every day for those 5 years, trust me, you will. If you remain in the same position, I don't know, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like you will have to progress if you're trying every day, making it a habit. Literally, people just look for the next overnight thing. That's why finding your purpose, what resonates with
Yeah.
you. As you said, Bill Gates, he done computer
The computer stuff he made,
Right.
Microsoft, right?
there's
Yeah.
probably something like dear to him about computers or
Exactly.
technology that made him like, you know what, like let me do that.
Mhm.
And that's what provides a longevity and
Mhm.
makes you go far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's like with that, it's like when you combine first of all, believing in your potential and understanding your purpose, you put these two things together, that is going to be the driving force, what will push you to continue coming in day 1, day 2, day 3, then day 50, day 100, day 200. Because really and truly, most obviously there's going to be those cases where someone does something, they blow up overnight and they're some kind of celebrity or some successful. It's always going to happen. There's always going to be those 1 in a million examples. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I think because those examples are being, you know, pushed out so much, that's what everyone is always seeing. So it's like you see 7 different stories of people who blew up, but that's just 7 people. There's what? Over 8 billion people on this planet. And you're just looking at 7 people. That's not even up to 1%.
Yeah.
So it's like you're looking at this amount of people and you're then thinking, okay, if I can't think of it, then I might as well just give up. A lot of people can do an idea that someone else has done, maybe not even the best, but they believed in their purpose, they believed in their potential, and they kept coming in each day. They didn't quit. And as a result, they achieved something that is worth noting. It might not be they achieved millions or became rich and retired by 30 or whatever, but it's like you still did something with your life, as opposed to someone who spent the rest of their life looking for that $1 million overnight success.
Yeah.
They both spent the same amount of time. He achieved something, the other person didn't achieve anything. They're still looking for the idea. And so it's like when you can understand these two things, when you can understand what you're here for which I believe is provided to you with God. It's God who will reveal itself when you seek him,
Yeah.
you do that thing, the semen retention, where you just, allow you to focus more on God. That's when it comes to you. And then when you now believe in, like, okay, I have the potential to do this thing, I can do it with the assistance of God. And you put these two things together, you're going to
You
achieve
have
something.
to win.
You have to achieve something.
It's not even you can or look, you have to.
Exactly.
And there's no other option.
And so obviously people now look at others and okay, even if I achieve something, it's not going to be as much. Stop looking at other people. Stop looking at
It's real.
what this other person is doing. Everyone is on their own clock. Everyone has their own race. It's not even a race. It's a marathon. Everyone's doing their own marathon. People's lives are different. Their paths are different, going in different places. Just focus on what you're doing. Just think, okay, am I better than I was yesterday? As long as you keep being better than you were before, the only competition you're in with is yourself. And as long as you're being better than what you did before, then there's no problem. You're making headway. You're doing good. And that's just really what I think a lot of people need to understand. Once they understand that, a lot of things, social media and all the flash, is just not going to be that much of an issue. But unfortunately, in today's society, people just don't get that point and they continue to see the flash and they just want that. It leads people down different paths.
That's the issue with social media, because good thing you're mentioning this flash, because that's all it is. It's a flash. You see it once, you don't see it again. That moment in that person's life does not describe their whole life from day one. You might see a person enjoying life and you start to hate on your life because it's not similar, it's not the same, or it's not really the same plan, or you're not even born into that kind of lifestyle. Well, unfortunately, you may not be, but you have the opportunity to build something for yourself just as good or even better. A lot of people already have this defeatist mentality. A lot of people are ready to play victims because they feel as though things are not fair. Things haven't been given to them the way it's been dropped for these people. Aside from God and semen retention, there needs to be hard work and there also needs to be support.
Yeah.
Because a person coming into this world has no understanding of God unless they're taught about God. Until you're old enough to find God and understand why you follow him, everything you know has been taught to you.
It's real.
It's either you're learning it from parents, or you're getting that from guardians, or you're learning that from people around you. And the unfortunate thing is that some people find out that they've been lied to, and then they're lost. They give up, and it's hard for you to go back to God or come to God and say, I need direction.
Yeah.
I need a way to move forward. It's all about being able to just realize that no fingers are the same. There's something that my parents or my mom actually says. When you look at your fingers, you realize that all your fingers are different and every finger has a different purpose. Your thumb has a particular movement or whatever. But it just goes to show that my life will always be different from Kay's life, and Kay's life is always going to be different from your life. Your way of success is always going to be different, but you cannot stay and allow yourself to be jealous or to be hateful of your life because he has been able to succeed at the rapid pace that he's gone through, because you end up finding yourself in a position where you only resent, and all that time resenting could be used on improving yourself, on studying something, on bettering yourself. People struggle with things like finding a way in school, but I really feel that sometimes people sit down and focus on too much when you could be focusing on what's in front of you now. You realize that there are ways that you can bring yourself up in the world, but you are so focused on how the other person did it. When you know that you can sit down and work hard, go through your step by step, and you will gradually see headway, you will gradually see improvements. Another thing is that you cannot give yourself easy gratifications. Yeah, you cannot be watching the stuff that you see online. You cannot be allowing yourself to go through forms of stimulation time and time again, because after a while you are continuously giving yourself what people call dopamine when you haven't achieved anything.
Nothing.
Exactly. People that go to the gym come out feeling good because they say that you release some form of dopamine when you exercise, and it does help with the mental. But imagine using steroids all your life and you've always just kind of had those muscles. I feel like it's always going to be different because you are stimulating yourself in a different way. Hard work stimulates you to keep working hard because you see the fruits of your labor, right? You see the fruits of your labor, so you're going to keep pushing. But if you're so focused on another person's life, you're never really going to know how that's going to play out. You're never really going to know how that's going to play out. Everything in life is a step-by-step process. And for us, we just need to be able to take that one step and not be afraid to take the next step, because someone might take one step, realize that it's a very tough life, and they step out. And when you step out, you're afraid to go back in again. You're afraid to go back in again. That's something that I feel as a person I struggled with a few years back. I started off with something and then it was hard for me to continue it because there were so many other things that I decided to focus on or worry myself about. And now those things are no longer here. It was just a day thing and it was gone. It was an argument with someone, the next day it was gone. But because I decided to focus on that, I lost the time that I already had to focus on my craft, to focus on my books, to focus on building connections. People just need to sit down and realize that there isn't really any time. There really isn't any time for you to worry, because worry doesn't even change nothing. You know, self-gratification doesn't change anything. It comes and it goes.
I wanted to add on to what you were saying.
Go ahead.
Said worrying doesn't change anything. I saw some quote. It said worrying is like paying for a debt you never owed.
Exactly.
Because when you think about it, you're worrying about the future, which you don't even know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
You get
Word.
so
That's just honest. That's just honest word, man. Honest wordplay. You really don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the future holds. So why are you worrying about the future when you can be worrying about how you can make now so much better? You know what I mean? You start worrying about making it to work tomorrow when you can sit down, get your uniform out, prepare yourself and all of that, and then go to bed. And then you wake up in the morning and you find out that you're ready for the day. You know, everyone just needs to take time to prepare themselves, take time to think. People just need to take time to think. And in thinking, you realize that it's not as hard as it seemed. It's not as difficult as it seemed. Sometimes you do need to go through a little bit of hardship, but once you've gone through that hardship, you have that opportunity to actually calm down and see what you're able to make out of it. And there you have it, guys. This has been Lion in the Room, episode 10. I want to say a big thank you to Ellis. Thank you for coming on to the podcast, man. I really appreciate you coming on, bro, because you have come on and you've given us a lot more insight, obviously, because you have gone through life a different way and you're going through, I'd say, different parts. And because of that, you now have more of, I'd say, more structured information to give people. You know, through your experience, you're able to share that. And I really just appreciate you coming on to just talk to them and talk to us, man. It's been lovely. But is there anything else you want to share? Just one final thing, anything there?
Make sure to subscribe, literally like the video, and comment what you found like most insightful from this video, because I'm sure if you watch this to the end, there's solely something that you could definitely take.
You're gonna like something. You're gonna
you
like.
Have to like at least one thing and definitely comment that below. Appreciate you guys for having me on here as always.
Of course, bro. It's love, man. It's love. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much, everyone. This has been Lion in the Room. I'm your host, Leo. I got my boy K.
Yeah, guys.
You know what it is, Ellis in the building. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves. God bless you. And remember that you are the one in charge of your life. You are the one in charge of your destiny. And wherever you find yourself, it's just you. There's one last thing my mom always says. She says, you know, when you point fingers, you have to remember that the remaining three, if anything, four, I'd say three fingers, the remaining fingers are pointing back at you. So wherever you find yourself, you know, you had a hand in it.
Yeah.
You had a hand in it. So people, take care. God bless you. Make the best of your choices. Lion in the Room, we're out.